Shaggy has become the greatest meme of the current day, as the knowledge of his power level has spread to the masses. Shaggy, the omnipotent but humble member of the Mystery Gang, whom with 1% of his power can take on all of the Justice League, Avengers, and the Z-Fighters all at once. Shaggy's power is so immense and vast that the mere thought of this video increased my power level several fold. Before my power ran out, I quickly ran to the gym and did bench press 100 pounds over my usual 1 rep max for 5 reps. This sheer power of Shaggy is something that should not be taken for granted. Now we all know that Shaggy isn't in Dragon Ball Z. He is the #1 hero of Scooby-Doo, and he constantly suppresses his power for the most part so he doesn't destroy the infinite reality complex. Shaggy has the power to break into the reality of the Dragon Ball universe, but he chooses not to because he wouldn't want to embarrass such an important franchise. But what if he was? This video seeks to answer the question of what if Shaggy was in the Dragon Ball universe? How does this affect the timelines or this universe? So let's talk about Shaggy's power. Shaggy once fought off an entire biker gang while in his base form at 1%. Now remember, the important thing about Shaggy is that he makes the people stronger around him. So the biker gang were all blessed with power amps from Shaggy's power. This means that Shaggy basically fought off an entire biker gang where each gang member had the power of Tom Brady with his 6 Super Bowl rings. If you want to know how strong that version of Tom Brady is, he is roughly 12 times as strong as Thanos with all the 6 Infinity Stones. So Shaggy is very, very powerful. Let's start off with this universe. Shaggy just visualizes all of the universes that ever existed, and he sees the Dragon Ball universe, and instantly teleports inside of it. At this time, the Saiyans are huddled around their planet, looking up towards Frieza as he's about to bring doom upon their race. But this is where Shaggy teleports in, and the planet-destroying blast stops right before it touches Shaggy. Shaggy opens his hands, and Frieza's energy ball is reverted to the size of a small coin, and Shaggy closes his hands around that, opens it back up, and his palm now reveals a Scooby snack, as which Shaggy eats it, and his already infinite power storage is then multiplied several times stronger. With a snap of his finger, Frieza and his army are instantly erased. Because of being erased and not killed, their souls do not go to the afterlife, and instead are just gone. Shaggy looks down towards the warrior race of the Saiyans, as they are now on their knees, bowing towards the supreme leader. Statues were erected around planet Vegeta of the one known as Shaggy, and simply being in his presence had increased each of their power level multiple folds. The Saiyans had believed the prophecy of both the Super Saiyan and the Super Saiyan God had been fulfilled, and they looked towards to their future, hoping to be able to reciprocate the massive power of Shaggy. Shaggy would then instantly teleport towards Earth, and as he landed, Master Roshi and other martial arts masters around the world instantly felt his presence and were in awe. Shaggy was luckily able to suppress his power so little that even less than 1% did no damage to the planet, but instead, the people close to him were granted massive power boost. Soon, the cities were filled with Superman-esque beings flying around and lifting buses like they were nothing. Before Shaggy could move forward towards the city though, waiting for martial arts masters of the planets to approach him, but instead, his power had gotten all the way to Whis and Beerus. Even though Shaggy's intentions were not evil, Beerus and Whis knew that a power so great needed to be controlled in order to keep the 7th universe in harmony. Beerus and Whis were starting to head towards Shaggy, but before they had even begun to move, Shaggy had teleported there. Shaggy had pulled out a Scooby snack and tried to hand it towards Beerus, and Beerus scoffed. But he always loved trying new food, so he decided to taste the Scooby snack, and he was amazed. This taste is unmatched. But Beerus didn't only notice the taste. He noticed that the muscle mass on his body increased, and began to increase his power several fold. He then began to lunge towards Shaggy, but just stood there frozen, or you might think he was frozen. But it's really just Shaggy was so fast that it felt like as if Beerus was frozen. Shaggy was able to maneuver behind him and gave him a light slap on his neck, making Beerus paralyzed for several seconds. It was revealed that Shaggy was only using 1% of his power. Beerus was shocked and realized that he needed to end this now, as his power was too much for the universe to take hold. So he raised his hand and yelled Hakai. Before the power had hit Shaggy, he muttered, "Like full counter, dude," and he reflected the attack back at Beerus at twice the power, and he, along with the Supreme Guy, was erased from existence. "Who are you?" demanded Whis. "The name is Shaggy. I'm looking here for my buddy Scoob." Whis tried to rush towards Shaggy to stop him, but Shaggy was already ahead of him. With a single strike, he felled the unstoppable Angel. Zoinks! The Grand Priest was beaming, calling all gods of destructions and their angel attendants. Beerus and Whis have been murdered by an unknown force. Report to Universe 7 and stop this threat. The 11 other gods and their angels are headed towards their allies' scene of death. Shaggy was just getting finished burying the remains of Whis into their planet when he noticed 22 powerful beings heading towards them. 11 gods of destruction and 11 angels all at once. Shaggy opened his hand and he revealed 22 Scooby snacks, and he gave them all to the gods and the angels. "Is this a trick?" muttered Champa. "No, you can see the unnerving power emitted from that food. It seems he really is that maniacal and wants a good fight." "How stupid of you." All the gods and the angels ate the Scooby snack, and all of them received massive power amps to themselves, except for one. Sidra, the god of Universe 9, the weakest god, had fell over, and the power consumed him, leaving him lifeless and his angel now frozen. You killed him." And it turns out that Sidra was just too weak to consume the Scooby snack, and the power consumed him and his body, and he was killed. But then Shaggy took on all the rest of the gods and the angels at once, and came out easily victorious still. The Grand Priest noticed that his time has come to use his full power once again, even though he had needed to use it in countless amount of time. But with all gods and angels dead, he would need to step in. Why are you causing this destruction?" And Shaggy would explain that he's just looking for his best bud Scoob, and he can't find him. And of course, these gods and angels got in his way, and they wanted to fight him. And the Grand Priest states he's going to reveal his final form, his true form, where he can use 100% of his power, and he begins to power us up. The Grand Priest powers surge, and his true form is revealed.
"You're on my property."
In comes the farmer with a shotgun. The entire multiverse is shaking as the two great powers had finally met. The farmer took a shot, and it was too fast to dodge. It hit Shaggy in the stomach. His stomach bled, but he wasn't nervous. Zoinks! Shaggy waved his hand over his stomach and it had healed, revealing a chiseled 8-pack, and then he proceeded to use 10% of his power. The real battle had begun. The farmer with a shotgun spamming his shots, and Shaggy trying to dodge them. But as the fight drew on, the farmer's speed only increased and the power of his shots as well. Shaggy was increasingly forced to use more and more of his power until he was at his vaunted 100% power. The farmer with a shotgun was the first person to ever bring Shaggy to 100% power. But then he revealed this wasn't his final form either, and Shaggy began to increase his power even more and transformed into the Super Saiyan 4 transformation. His omnipotence broke all logic and forced his body to be able to transform into a Super Saiyan 4 without even Saiyan DNA. In Shaggy's Super Saiyan 4 form, he was able to defeat the farmer with a shotgun with one shot. Just like that, the power figures of the universe of Dragon Ball were wiped out, and Shaggy returned back into his own Scooby-Doo universe. Looking back, he felt bad for the Dragon Ball universe. He had just ruined it and destroyed all of the god hierarchy. So he snapped his fingers, and just like that, all the damage he had done had been reverted, and everything in Dragon Ball Z was back to normal. Anyways, guys, that's it. This was just all, BS for shits and giggles, because Shaggy's a popular meme right now. So I had to take my spin on it. A lot of you guys asked for it, so, why not? Well, let me know what you guys thought down below. How well do you think this meme version of Shaggy would do in Dragon Ball? Please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and also turn on notifications to be notified every time I upload a video. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Peace out.